everyone. I'm out for a walk this morning, so I thought I would turn on my camera and let you see the lovely English countryside. It is summertime. I know it doesn't look like summertime. We don't always have beautiful sunshine. In fact, it very often rains here in the summer. We seem to have a break in the rain at the moment, but if it suddenly starts pouring down, I will be switching off my camera. So until then, I thought I'd have a little chat about modal verbs. Well, these are words like should, could, would, might. Words that indicate possibilities, things which might happen, might not happen. And the reason I thought of this is because this morning I should be at work. Should be, this is indicating something that is not happening. So it should have happened. I should have started work at 7 o'clock this morning. But what actually happened is that we had a power cut at the gym. When we say there is a power cut, that means we have no electricity. So with no electricity, we have no lights, and I can't make people do workouts in the dark. So another modal verb is would. We can say it would be dangerous to work out in the dark. I am walking near a road. It's usually very quiet, but I apologise if there is any noise from cars. Hopefully they won't be very frequent. So I work every Saturday. That's a factual statement. Normally I work every Saturday and I should be at work this morning, but I can't go. It would be dangerous to make people work out in the dark. This means that if I made someone do a workout in the dark, then it would be dangerous. So these modal verbs, they are possibilities. They're not things that are definitely happening. Hello to the people who are joining me. Welcome. Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you're all having a great weekend. And I'm out in the countryside, which is not so bad. And it was raining quite a bit this morning. That's why I'm later than I expected to be. So I wanted to get out here at about 7:30 in the morning. It's now 8:15 because I had to wait for it to stop raining, but it's quite a nice day. Summertime in England is not the same as summertime in many other countries. We don't get fantastic sunny days very often. So this is probably as good as it gets for summertime in Britain. If you have a look, the sky is still quite grey. We can't see the sun. It's cloudy. Oh well, at least it's warm. I can walk in a t-shirt and not be cold, and that's about the best that we can hope for. I am recording this on my phone. I may not see all of your questions. I will try to answer if you have any questions. I'm currently out walking with my dog. Thank you for all the really lovely comments that everyone is leaving. Someone's asking me how is it going today? Pretty good, thank you. I would prefer to be earning some money at work. Normally I would be at work, but I've had to take 3 days off this week because of this big problem with the electricity in the gym. So I'm using the time to make some extra YouTube videos. I was ill earlier in the week. I had a cold, So nothing major, not a serious illness, but I did feel pretty rough. We can say I feel rough if we feel ill. So I had a sore throat, I was sneezing a lot, I just felt rough. So if one of your English friends says, I feel rough, it just means I feel a bit ill, a bit poorly. We don't often use the word sick if it's for a cold. If someone says, I feel sick, that's usually for a stomach problem. So if I feel sick, that's usually some kind of stomach problem. We'd be more likely to say I feel ill or just I feel rough. And I am feeling much better today. I'm quite excited. This afternoon we are going to pick up a new kitten. We have adopted a kitten from the cat rescue centre. When we say a rescue centre, this is a home for stray animals. So animals which don't have a home. And near me there is a cat rescue centre, and we are adopting a kitten from the cat rescue centre. I will take some photos of our new kitten and I'll post those later today. My children are very, very excited. So am I. I love kittens. We already have a cat and a dog, 2 guinea pigs, 2 gerbils. We have a house full of animals and we're getting one more. But that's, I like to have lots of animals around. And I'm happy to be rescuing a kitten as well. So a comment, someone in the comments is saying, I feel like death warmed up. Yeah, this is a casual way of saying that you feel ill, that there is something wrong. If you feel like death warmed up, this means that you feel very ill, very tired, and you are not happy. So you may hear this in casual conversations with your English friends. And yes, usually if we say I feel sick, that would be for stomach problem. So I have a cold and I feel a bit ill, or I felt ill. I'm okay now. But earlier this week I felt ill, but I wouldn't say I felt sick, just ill. We do use the word sick if you are off work. If your colleague does not come into work, you can say they are off sick. If they are off sick, that means they did not come to work because they feel ill. Yes, I am from Derbyshire, that's correct. Derbyshire is a county in the north of England. We have lots of lovely countryside in Derbyshire. I will just stop here so that you can see the view behind me. The place where I'm walking right now is surrounded by farms. You may be able to hear sheep in the background. I can hear lots and lots of sheep. Sheep farming is really, really common in Derbyshire. The land here is very hilly. You can see hills behind me. So we don't have things like fruit and vegetable farms. They tend to be in flat areas, not hilly areas. So Derbyshire has lots of sheep farms. Someone in the comments says you feel a bit under the weather. That is right, yes. So earlier this week I felt under the weather. I don't know why we say that actually. I don't know where that saying came from, but under the weather, again, it means a little bit ill. I'm not seriously ill, I'm just a bit under the weather. Maybe I feel very tired, I have a small cold. So, and another question in the comments. So these fields behind me, this is a sheep farm. There are lots of sheep in the fields. You may be able to hear them. They're making quite a lot of noise. The sheep have lambs at the moment, so there are lots of cute little baby sheep. They're called lambs in the field. It's a lovely place to walk. There are many farms which have footpaths through the field. So if you are walking around England, you may walk through the fields with animals in. If you have a dog with you, you must keep your dog on a lead in the farms. So my dog is with me here. See, here's Perry. We're out for a walk together, and if we walk through a field with sheep, Perry must be on his lead. You can get into a lot of trouble if your dog is chasing farm animals. Hallo, guten Morgen. Willkommen in meinem Video. Hi to my German viewers. How many degrees is it in England at the moment? I don't know. It's quite warm for England. I don't have a coat on. I'd say probably about 18 degrees. I know that's not warm in many countries, but for England, if it gets close to 20, we're happy. We're comfortable at that temperature. Most English people, if it gets to about 25 degrees, we start complaining that it's too hot. So I think it's quite comfortable here, around about 18 degrees. It's nice. My accent is from Derbyshire in the north of England. I do try not to use too much slang when I'm teaching English. I don't want to be completely unintelligible. So I try to make my voice as clear as I can so that you can understand me. But my accent is northern. I don't use received pronunciation. That's more common in the south of England. And yeah, pronunciation like mine can be found around the north in Derbyshire, Yorkshire, Lancashire, although there are differences even within small areas. English accents do change even in such a small area. Oh, I'll just wait for this car. Okay. If you go to Yorkshire, which is only 40 miles from here, it's not a long way away, but the accent will be different. England has so many different regional accents that almost everyone you meet will sound different. I know that makes it really complicated if you're trying to choose an accent to imitate when you're speaking English, or even if you're just trying to understand us all. Let me just have a little look through the questions. I always forget how many questions I'm going to get when I start to do a live stream. What do I think about India? I have never been to India. I'm interested. I would like to travel more. At the moment, I have 3 young children and not very much money. So unfortunately, I am not traveling the world right at the moment. Perhaps when my children are older and when I can work more, I will be travelling a little bit more. There are plenty of countries that I would love to visit that I've never been to. I've travelled a little bit within Europe. I haven't visited many places. I went to Germany last year. I visited Munich. That was a lovely city. I had a really, really nice time in Munich. But that's it recently. Before that, I have not been abroad for about 15 years. So I don't travel very much, but I will when I have more money. What about Liverpool accents? Yeah, Liverpool has a very unique accent. If you've ever spoken to someone from Liverpool, you will probably recognise the accent straight away. It's one of the places that has its own unique accent just within the city. Manchester as well. Manchester is the closest city to where I live, and Manchester has quite an obvious accent as well. Again, you would recognise the Manchester accent if you'd spoken to a few people from Manchester. Would I consider my accent to be posh? Not really. No. When we use the word posh, we usually mean upper class or rich, perhaps. So a posh accent would be someone who is upper class. No, I wouldn't consider myself or my accent to be particularly posh. I live in a working class town, and yeah, my accent's fairly normal for around here. And no, I don't have an RP accent. The RP accent is more common in the south of England. Oh, I don't know if you can hear, there's a cockerel crowing. I don't know if my microphone will pick up on that. I'm walking past another farm. This farm has chickens, and the cockerel is a male chicken and it's crowing. That's a nice sound in the countryside. Does anyone have any more questions? Really, I'm just strolling around here with my dog, enjoying the countryside. The original topic of this video was meant to be should have, would have, could have. So if we just nip back to that for a moment, as I said at the beginning, I should have gone to work today, but I couldn't. We had a power cut at work, which means there is no electricity, so I couldn't go to work. Another modal verb is might or may, so these have similar meanings. I might go to work on Monday. It's a possibility, but only if the electricity is fixed. So I may go to work, I might go to work. These have the same meaning. Will I do a video of my new kitten? Yes, I will probably take 1,000 photos and videos of my new kitten. So I will make a little video and I'll put some photos up of my new kitten this afternoon. And also explain the difference between adopting an animal and buying an animal. We are adopting our kitten, which means we are taking him from a rescue centre. This is like a shelter for homeless animals. And I'll have a little chat in my video about why it's important to adopt animals instead of buying them. Someone's asking me, what's your age? I'm 42. I've started teaching English in my 20s. I used to live in London. I don't live in London anymore. I tried it for 3 years, didn't like it. It's not a nice place to live. So I moved to London for a job, did it for 3 years. Got my English teaching qualification because lots and lots of the people I knew in London were there to learn English. So I met a lot of people through my job who wanted me to help them with their English. So I got my teaching qualification and started teaching English. Oh, I'll just wait for this car. Someone in the comments says I hated London. Yeah, I understand that. It's so busy, so noisy, crowded. And honestly, there's nothing like this countryside that I'm walking through. This is my home. This is where I grew up, and I'm very happy here. So I won't be leaving here again. I tried London. I gave it 3 years. Yeah, it's not a very nice place to live. So if you decide to visit England, don't just go to London. Lots of people think, oh, I'll visit England, and then they go to London and that's it. So try the rest of England. It's much, much nicer. Is London as busy as New York? That's a question in the comments. I really don't know. I've never been to New York. I did visit America a very long time ago. One of my friends moved to America when I was at university. So I have visited America, but my friend lives in Texas, so it's nowhere near New York. And I have never been to New York, so I can't really compare them. I have no idea if London and New York are anything like each other. So someone else in the comments says, I'd say London is about the same as New York. Okay, so thank you. I don't know. Let's have a look. So another person in the comments said they moved from Pakistan to Sunderland and it took a while to understand the local accent. Yeah, I can understand if you have been taught English perhaps with received pronunciation or with a very clear and simple accent, then regional accents can be really difficult. We're just standing out of the way while this car goes past. There are quite a lot of people around for this time on a Saturday morning. It's usually very, very quiet up here. But I think perhaps everyone is going out before it starts raining again. It's very likely to rain again later today. Someone is asking me, is this conversation using B2 or C1 words? I haven't been keeping track of the level of this conversation, sorry. So I'd say we're probably around B1, B2. I don't think we've spoken about anything really complicated in this conversation. Normally, once you get to the C levels of conversation, I think that's more academic language, more complicated subjects. So I would say we're around the B levels. And there's a comment about the Harry Potter studios. Yeah, I haven't been there yet. That's a really popular place for people to visit. Yes, you can go and look around the studios where the Harry Potter films were made. I know people who've been. It's apparently really, really good. It's a lot of fun. but I haven't been yet. Darren says, I used to live in Scotland and I loved it. Yeah, I love Scotland too. Scotland it's a really nice place. It's even less crowded than around here. Lots and lots of beautiful countryside. And I've always found the Scottish people to be really friendly as well. It's just a nice place to be. Good morning in Edinburgh. Hello. Yes, it's really cloudy today. That's a typical English summer day. It is very often cloudy in the summer. We don't get a lot of really sunny days. I'm just going to turn around and go back the way that I came because I think the mobile phone signal gets quite bad up there and I'll probably lose my connection. So I'm going to head back down the hill now. What time is it for me? It is, what is it, 8:35 in the morning. It's Saturday morning. I should be at work. I'm not. So I thought, why not use the time to make some extra YouTube videos? What would you most like to see on my next video? Because I will be writing some scripts for videos this morning while I have some extra time. So is there anything that you would really like me to explain in a video? If so, leave it in the comments. I'm collecting ideas for videos today and hopefully I'll be able to write some scripts and film some new videos this morning. I've been really, really busy in the last few weeks. This week, my son has been performing with his theatre group. So his hobby is acting and theatre. And my son has done 4 performances this week. Also, I did some extra work at the gym earlier this week because my colleague was on holiday. So it's been very, very busy. That's why I haven't had many videos out. But hopefully I can make up for that this weekend. If you haven't seen my latest video, go and have a look at that one. I show you how to make a tea loaf. It's like a sweet raisin bread or sultana bread. It's really, really nice. So go and make it and see what you think of it. Let's have a look. I'm just having a quick look at questions in the comments. It is a beautiful countryside here. I'm in the Peak District in Derbyshire, and my favourite thing about living here is the countryside. Oh, thank you very much for the lovely comments. I appreciate those. It's very encouraging. I like to hear that everyone can understand what I'm saying, and that's always good to know. And if ever there's a word that I use that you don't understand, please ask me in the comments. I try not to use very local slang unless I'm explaining it in the video, but if I do, just let me know and I'll do my best to explain what I mean. I think I'm going to sign off now and enjoy the rest of my walk with Perry. So from me and Perry, I'm going to say goodbye. If there are any videos that you would like to see, if there's anything you want me to explain about English in my next video, leave me a note in the comments and I will do my best. Phrasal verbs. That has been on my list for ages. I will have to make a video on phrasal verbs, yes. I will see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.